No, it's like once it's on the internet, you can't erase it. It's there forever.
Yeah, that's why you shoot the person that put it on the internet. Yeah. If a nigga knock me, if a nigga knock me out and I wake up and they got them phones out, I'm gonna shoot the people with the phones. Cause they gonna cause more damage than the nigga that knocked me out. That'll make everything all right. Yeah, shoot the motherfucker recording it. Motherfucker, yeah, you trying to cause irreparable harm to me forever. Yeah, I can't ever recover. My kids go, yeah, you get that motherfucker recording. No good rotten motherfucker always want to record something. Start shooting them motherfuckers with the phone.
All right, Charleston. Welcome. PBC has announced that on May the 31st, Caleb Plant is going to be returning against Armando Resendez. We're going to talk about him. For those who don't know, you've seen him before, but the name probably don't really ring a bell. And you got the return of Big Brother Charlo. Jermall Charlo taking on Thomas Lamanna, a fight that seems like they've been trying to make forever. We're going to talk about him as well. I got a chance to see him live, and I've talked to him like several years ago. My colleague talked to him at Boots in his last fight in Philly. So anyway, let's talk about it on TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. So Jermall Charlo has not been in the ring since shit. I forgot when. Let's go look at the card, by the way. It's going to be on free TV Prime. Well, free Amazon Prime, or if you have a Prime subscription, it's not going to be pay-per-view. Where it's taking place is going to be in the Michelob Arena in Vegas. And so far, these are the only two fights announced for the card so far. It is April the 16th right now as I'm recording this, 2025, of course. Jermall Charlo has not been in the ring since November of 2023. Let's just talk about his recent fights. Okay. Remember the pay-per-view him and his brother had during COVID, where he fought Sergey Derevianchenko and Jermell fought Jason Rosario. Then his next fight after that, which was about 9 months later, he fought Juan Macias Matil. A lot of people were like, yo, Charlo, even though as you can see on the cards right there, it was a clean win, but people expected for Charlo to look better. He then came back and fought in the same arena they're fighting in, Jose Benavidez Jr. in November of 23, and looked pretty good. Like, looked good. But here's the thing. Jose Benavidez Jr. is really a 154-pounder, as you can see. The fight took place, well, look, Charlo weighed in at 166 and a half. So a smaller fighter. Went on a layoff. By the way, he was still WBC champion at that time. And he ended up getting stripped later on for running from the police and crashing his sports car. And I believe, allegedly, he was drunk. So he's been, unfortunately having some mental health issues over the last several years, actually, because I got to be honest, this shit right here, for what we know about the Charlos, listen, I'm just thinking like this. All right, this is me putting my mental health hat on. He probably, he wasn't around and out like that for a little while. Remember, at one point in time, Jermall Charlo was off the grid. I know he was going through some things with his wife. He posted such on social media. So you got to think, if he was really trying to better himself at this time, he probably was like, man, I don't want to run into no bullshit. Oh, also, him and his brother was beefing. Jermell was beefing. So I just don't know. This was, this is why this card's happening. These guys have been on a collision course, but Jermall Charlo can't let this happen to him. You got to get that back in the ring. Like, that's just, unacceptable. And look, he just like, you know what? You got that. It's good. It's all good. Like, no, nigga, it's not good. And it was loud, too. First of all, what is going on with boxers not like letting people walk up on them. There's certain fighters. It's like, you know what, Caleb Plant, Charlos, Adrian Broner. Let me see, Conor McGregor. Recently a Teofimo Lopez. Certain head case fighters, the big baby Miller. It's like certain head case fighters, you gotta like have in your mind, like, yo, don't let him walk up on you. I can't let you get close. You can't. No. And I've always like believed in like personal space. It's like, if you beefing, don't walk up on me. And then he's just stationary. He's not trying to back up to get into a defensive stance, and his chin is up in the air. He was asking for it. But anyway, let's get back to the fight. But this was ugly. Oh, and by the way, it was girls fighting. It was a mess this day. And I believe that Charlo said, my bad, or something like that. But if I'm correct, there was a bit before this where Charlo kind of like grabbed his beard or something. Plants Sunni.
Damn.
But yeah, man, ugly scenes. So the point is, these two fighters are supposed to lead to fighting each other if they win on a pay-per-view. That's the selling point of this fight on May the 31st in the Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas. What was I looking for? Now, people are wondering, okay, well, why is Caleb Plant fighting these blokes? How come he ain't fighting, where you at, Caleb Plant? Where you at? Because he answered the question on why he's fighting Armando Resendez. So, here's what he said. Pacheco was busy negotiating with Mbali. Munguia is busy and needs a good win. Munguia is fighting Bruno Saras on the undercard of Canelo Skull in a rematch. He says, Canelo's busy. I don't really want to see Plant Canelo too. I'm sorry. I mean, Canelo Plant too. It's just not, Caleb is the next mandatory too. It's just not, it's just not appealing. Berlanga, he says, is a partner in witness protection, and Charlo wanted a tune-up to get active. So, he didn't want to wait around. I can understand that. Now, his opponent, Armando, he was the end of Jared Swift Hurd. After this, Jared Swift Hurd was already struggling. But as you can see, he stopped Jared Swift Hurd back in 2023. I forgot what card this was. Let me check real quick. Figueroa Maxeo. But no, wait, what was the name? I could have sworn there was Figueroa Maxeo. So after this fight, when he got knocked out, he went on to fighting on prelims, and he just retired, meaning Jared Hurd in his last fight. So he lost to Elijah Garza. Basically, it's a stay busy fight. It's like, and it's on free Amazon Prime. You're not paying pay-per-view, meaning, so basically, Caleb Plant commands a lot of money. Jermall Charlo commands a significant amount of money. So when you have two A-sides fighting, however you view Jermall Charlo, he's still a PBC A-side and he's still undefeated. So when you have two of those guys, I don't know, let me just throw some numbers out there, making $1 million a piece, 1.5 or $1 million a piece. It's not enough in that budget to pay another guy to be, for it to be a regular Amazon Prime event, not a pay-per-view, to pay a guy $500,000, $750,000, $1 million. So I won't be surprised if Mr. Resendez here is making $100,000, maybe even less. I won't be surprised, but it's not uncommon. And the same thing for Thomas Lamana, who is a small guy. And I don't know why PBC's dick has been so hard for this Thomas Lamana fight. By the way, Thomas Lamana from the tri-state area, from Jersey. I spoke to him years ago. I don't even remember what card it was. I don't even remember. I believe it was a Jason Sosa or something. But anyway, Philly fighter. You may remember him from getting starched. No disrespect, but it is what it is. you know, by Erislandy Lara. One of Erislandy Lara's first knockout in God knows how long. When was this again? 2021. It was ugly too, like real ugly. First round. But he's a small 160-pound guy, like for real. And as you can see, he was at 147 at one point in time. I just think that he's at 160. I don't like, listen. I think that 160 is his cap. So to see that he's going to be fighting Charlo at 168 pounds, you know, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. You know, so that's going to make two fights where Jermall Charlo is fighting a fighter where he's undoubtedly a weight division above. Or you could say, you know, just for me to be a dickhead, 1.5 weight divisions at least above. Like he's the bigger guy in 2 straight fights. But then also, how is he going to look? He's 33-0 with 22 KOs, and the Charlos are what, 34 now? Let me check real quick. Hold on, that was Big J ringing me. Hold on 1 minute. All right, my bad. The slap just started playing over again. But anyway, I think the Charlos are like 34, but you can go check. Point being, he's 33-0 with 22 KOs. He's got a lot of, like, just like Errol Spence, man, these guys have been living hard. You know, like hard, especially Jermall Charlo. He's been living hard. So it's going to be interesting to see how he looks in the ring. But also on a positive note, him and his brother are back chilling again. Where you at, Charlo? There you go. Wasn't I on your Instagram, Charlo? I just was on Charlo's Instagram. By the way, Caleb Plant has grown on me too. It was at one point in time, I remember, a former colleague interviewed him. And he used to come across as like real arrogant. Let me tell you what he said. And the interviews on the channel, he was like, you know, colleague went to his press conference. I believe it was for Uzkatigi. I don't remember who it was for. Started asking, you know, Caleb Plant some questions. And he was like, you know, Rob was like, well, if you win, on set, and then Caleb was like, when I win? And he's like, you know, Rob is like, well, you know, like, yes, I mean, if you win, he's like, when I win? And it's like, yo, we as media, we not supposed to be sucking your cock. Like, we not supposed to do that. We not supposed to be like, and when you win on, you know, that's not, you know, keeping it impartial. But anyway, that just really burnt me up. He was on my shit list after that until he beat up Anthony Durrell. Then I was like, all right, Caleb Plant, you know, all right. And also, he ain't no punk-ass white boy. So, but anyway, it's good to see that the Charlos are back working together. Jamel's supposed to be returning soon. I can expect to see him in some type of tune-up, and them trying to force him to fight Fedor to keep that fight in-house. Yeah, but it's good to see the Charlos back together, man. And I hope, you know, the best for Jermall Charlo, because he was always my favorite Charlo, even though we had bad blood. All right, did I ever tell y'all the story about how me and the Charlos had bad blood? We had finalized a delicate truce. I'm trying to remember what card. Oh no, it was a mess. Jermall Charlo was crying once. Jermall was just, I'm gonna play it. All right, I'm gonna close the video with this. But anyway, we're gonna be here on May the 31st, covering this card. Caleb Plant versus Armando Resendez. And Jermall Charlo versus Thomas Cornflake Lamana. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Let's go back down memory lane. I ain't gonna lie, I was hurt about this for like 2 years. I was sitting there in the crowd, in the media room, just trying to keep like a straight face, like, but I was getting sad. I was like, oh no. I was like, he sent me to hell. Like, I'm talking about, he chokeslammed the shit out of me. Anyway, I was, man, just thinking about it just gets me a little emotional. I ain't do nothing. It was the people fault. I was reading on my phone. Here's me copping a plea. I was reading on my phone questions to ask. It was the end of the press conference, right? And people were scared of the Charlos, so they didn't want to ask the tough question. Mind you, fucking Jermall Charlo's crying on the stage. You know, and I guess I was like, okay, all right, you know, somebody's got to ask a tough question. You know, people think that Jermall Charlo lost to Matvey Korobov. And nobody was going to ask the question. And he going to have the nerve to snap on me. I'm your friend. All right, let's see if we can find the video. Look at all these Charlo videos I did. These are like 6 years, 7 years, of fucking 10 years of Charlo videos. There's Charlo videos everywhere. I've been to about 3 Charlo fights, man. I was hurt. You can't treat people like that, man. I don't even know when this was. Wow, what event was this? Those was the good old days. Oh, here we go. All right, I'm gonna let y'all watch it. I can't watch it. It's just too painful. Let me see if I can find a timestamp. Let me see. It's just too painful. I can't watch it.
28-1, 14 knockouts at the last minute. Somebody that we didn't get prepared for. Like, no excuses. You know, hats off to their camp. All
right, so this is the end of the press conference. Jermall got finished crying. I know I keep saying it, but he got finished crying because he said he don't like losing. He don't like losing at video games either. So he was like really upset. This is when he people thought he got robbed against Tony Harrison in the first fight. So he was really in despair. Jermall, like, people were real quiet. They were scared to ask the tough questions. But I was like, you know, I'm TstreeT, goddammit. I'm gonna ask the tough questions. You know, people in here are scared. So listen to how like it get real quiet when the last question come, which is me. And I start looking around the room and it get real quiet. And they bring me the microphone and it's like, yeah, hello. You know, it's doing that shit with the microphone. And I asked the question. And he got me good.
Korobov was in there to fight. Like, it's nothing, you know, he didn't do anything wrong. Like, we strong. He was ready to fight. Like, he was on the under. You're gonna definitely fight this man.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do, Jermall?
Man, moving forward, I'm on the gas. I've like learned a lot from my brother. Like that, it changed me. You know what I mean? We the Charlo twins, we together. Like, you know, I don't feel good about that. So yeah, man, we want to.
That's realistic, considering
it's realistic, man.
he's on the other side. The zone and golden.
Charlo's and still, we're gonna appeal that.
Hold on.
I don't like that.
Anybody have a last question?
Jermall, you're probably going to be upset, but social media is saying you lost the fight. What can you do to fix this? Yeah?
I lost the fight too. Social media.
No, I'm saying. I'm asking the question though.
Yeah. What's your social media?
TstreeT Controversy, FightView360.com.
Heard of it. Never seen it before. Like, come on, think about it, man.
I'm keeping it real, brother.
You're not. You listening to your followers and your fan base. Come on, man. Watch out with that.
Look how he shooed me off. Like, look how he gave me the little man. But see, it got real tense in there. It was all these Texans in there, and I was looking around. They was looking at me like, man, you asked that stupid ass question, dog. Why would you ask that? And I was like, man, I'm going to have to shoot my way out of here. So I had to take the back freight elevator to get out that motherfucker. No bullshit. I had to watch my back. I thought I was going to get attacked. Sam Watson looked out, though. He kind of like escorted me out that motherfucker. Oh my gosh, man. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.